Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and we're welcoming you to Daily Flash. So glad to have you here. Usually, sweet baby James, he's working as a bouncer in the control room, but he still, however, has time to be. There you are, James. He still has time to answer emails for us, so he's the guy that does just that.
Ever since we learned that Hugo, our executive producer, shared a car with one of the stars from Seinfeld, we've needed extra security in the control room. Yes.
That story is like,
that
wow,
is the
only
best story.
Hugo, our E-Pig,
Hugo has some of the best stories.
Right?
Oh, I love it.
Right there is a guy we call Matt Doolittle, and he's hanging out. What's up,
guys?
buddy?
Sweet baby James has all of his fantastic stuff on dailyflashshow.com. Make sure you go on there, share, like, subscribe. We are running the numbers through the roof on there. It's a fantastic place to go, so make sure you go to our YouTube page at just dailyflash.tv.
There you go.
Okay, can we talk about Cracker Barrel?
Man, everybody has been still. I got to tell you,
I look like I work there right now.
Actually, I love that jacket.
I do. You look
Jeremiah
great,
Jones.
Matt.
That's for Robert Redford, right? That's
Aww, that's nice.
Very nice.
In honor of Robert Redford. So Cracker Barrel recently posted on X that they have heard the cries, they've heard the criticism, and they're going back to their old ways. They have put a halt to all the renovations, the remodels. They've put Uncle Herschel back on the sign. They've gone back to the old logo. They've apologized, and they said, we get it.
You know, and they were planning on dropping $700 million in this makeover. As you see here, that they are now taking down that crappy new logo that they had put up. And then, but what I'm disappointed with, because I like the way the new look, the white in the
Interior,
they brightened it up.
Yeah, I agree.
And they brought back some stuff off the menu as well. And they're saying that we're going to keep it all together. Only a few stores actually had the full transformation.
Full remodel.
Here in Orlando was one of them, and I was like, I actually like it, except for your logo. That's the only thing. And this is before it really got as big as it did. And you kind of wonder, this, like, and how is somebody not fired? Like, this, that's going to cost them even more money.
That CEO did a horrible job. Like, whatever she was trying to do, you see companies like this and go, come on, what are you doing? Like, you didn't listen to your audience at all.
Yeah, and that is the key. Know your audience, right?
Is that what happened?
You would think, and I was with you, Mitch. I liked the remodel, but I didn't like the motivation that the CEO kept preaching about, which was behind the remodel, that they wanted to make it inclusive for everybody. Just call it a remodel.
Just call it. Why do you have to do that to make it sound like you're more like socially?
And they were taking Uncle Herschel off the logo because they didn't want to offend anybody. I'm like, well, again, know your audience. But then this also made me wonder, was this all intentional? Was this all purposeful? Was this because there is a marketing campaign that is designed around bringing bad attention to your company so that you can evolve some kind of change and then end up getting sympathy from your customers because you pretend to listen to them and then do exactly what you had been planning to do all along.
All right, and Cracker Barrel, we should make notice that they were losing money over the past over a year. And obviously, when you decide to do a remodel, it's nothing that they just do on a weekend. It's something that they plan out. So this, and you kind of wonder, was there a master plan behind it? The only other thing you can really compare this to is Coca-Cola's decision back in the 80s to change their formula. Yeah. And it wound up, what we think is that, they thought, everybody's going to love the new Coke. And what it was is people grab on to their traditions. And that was probably the basis, if what you're saying is probably more than likely, like this might be a whole ploy of Cracker Barrel, because they know who their audience, maybe they do know who their audience is, and their audience is very virtuous in keeping tradition going and not wanting that change. And but then somebody should be fired, and nobody's been fired yet.
I agree. And then you had the CEO doing the talk show circuit, and she was very adamant about, well, if you don't like the changes, too bad, and everybody's raving about them. I'm like, lady, are you completely out of your mind?
The only thing that I could compare it to is when, and we love our friends at SeaWorld, and I don't want to poo-poo that at all, but when they had Blackfish come out and they put out all these bad marketing things against PETA and everything else that was going on. They fired that entire marketing team, the CEO, everything got cleared out at SeaWorld. And now SeaWorld's fantastic. We love going there. But that was, that's the only thing I can compare it to.
You think about, there's more to it. There has to be. And what is it that $700 million? Did they know that, hey, all right, we'll get to a point we're not really going to spend $700 million, but on remodels. Why? What was the master plan behind it?
Yes.
More and more people, and since we're talking about it already, and I now am more cautious because we are talking about it. I see the Cracker Barrel billboards more often now, like I'm traveling, because it's on State of Mind. And what is that worth? That's got to be worth all kinds of money. And speaking of Coca-Cola, they're the ones that mastered that by splattering their logo everywhere in the world, literally on the world. If you wanted a product, hey, we'll make the product, but you got to have our logo on it. It's just it's name brand recognition.
Yeah, intentional or not with regard to their whole marketing campaign and what they've been able to do and achieve, because like you said, everybody's talking about it. It's everywhere. People are like, what happened to the old Cracker Barrel? I love the old one. I like the new one, this, that, and everything. There was also talk that they were getting a lot of criticism for some of the menu items being accused of biscuits being days old and frozen
before
all of this happened. So was this something that they kind of tried to use, like, look over here, don't look over here, look at this shiny new object, forget this old criticism?
And like, but it seems like if that was the case, like a stage of like, hey, we're changing the menu up, and maybe they did that and just nobody ever noticed. I don't know.
That's possible.
Like, because I remember when they started selling beer, I was like, wow, Cracker Barrel, you can get a cold beer now.
You can get a whole mimosa there.
And you get mimosa. Yeah, they have mimosa, which makes perfect for Sundays. Some people like to have mimosas on Sunday brunches.
As you're out on your rocking chair.
I think I just wish they would make that triangle game easier to play with the
right? Isn't that the hardest thing in the world to win?
That's the other thing they wokeified, so to speak. People were like, it used to have funny phrases on it. They took the funny phrases off because they didn't want to offend anybody. And I'll say this a number of times. I didn't mind the makeover, but I did mind the whole DEI wokeification behind it.
Yeah, it's like stay true to, you're going after the audiences wanting to stay true to their traditions of not wanting change and that sort of thing. And I get that. Change scares people by all means. But there are certain reasons why you went to Cracker Barrel, because it was like this down-home feel altogether.
Exactly.
The one that I went to, I was talking to the gentleman, was not a representative. He was just a guy cashing me out. And I said, hey, I actually, the general store, and you walk in and then you have to find the front desk to do it.
Yes.
I go, I like it because it feels like there's so much more space in here. Because actually we made this room smaller and there's more stuff in it. And it was just configuration of the way they did it. And I go, well, that part I could see is pretty smart.
You know when Cracker Barrel is the best? Christmas. Because they put up like 3 trees in there and you can get all your stuff there. I got my Dale Earnhardt Jr. hat there. See, I love that type of stuff.
That makes sense because they know who their audience is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a NASCAR audience too. I can buy that.
Now, if come Christmas time they decide not to celebrate Christmas, then
we're gonna have a slap
then
fight.
we're gonna have a
Then I'm
civil
going
war.
to Waffle House.
But I do think it also brings attention to a lot of these companies that have been forced to change logos. I'm thinking of Uncle Ben's Rise, Aunt Jemima, because we went through that whole awful stretch of, everything was an insult.
I got to tell you, if you go, look, I'll pick Aunt Jemima because you just said that.
Yeah.
So let's say it's like, now that they have an updated Aunt Jemima a picture on the pancake, now I'll start buying it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? No,
right.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, this one's $1. That's $1.20. I'll get the one that's $1 because all it is flour. And I think they put too much in it, and they want to make it look like, wow, we're this. I know that word's probably overused, but we're this woke company. We're very aware. Well, what about the first 100 years that you had Aunt Jemima on there?
Were you just checked out?
Yeah,
Did you not mind that?
Now you're understanding it. Now it took you so long to do or say something, if that was that big of a deal to you. But it gives an opportunity for PR altogether and to talk about what we're doing right now.
Good publicity versus bad publicity. You're still talking about us.
You know who's never going to change? Costco. Because it's $300 every time you go in there and I get my slice of pizza, and Costco ain't
No,
gonna
they
change.
did change, actually. They went back to Coke.
They went to Coke.
They did, yes.
Coca-Cola.
Their fight
right
with Coke is finally over.
Which Costco, they know They also sell the most wine too, I think, out of everybody.
Yeah, I believe they do. Yeah.
Because
Andrea gets us a pallet of like champagne every Christmas. So.
Yeah, Jackson, when she comes, this is what it sounds like when Jackson comes home from beep beep. It's a forklift.
It's true.
All right, thoughts on all of this and so much more. Don't agree with us? Tell us. We want to hear other viewpoints. We need to hear your other viewpoints. Educate us.
Sound off.
Okay? We want to know our differences. We'll have more flash and more fun right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. In today's Financially Speaking, the real estate market, it is experiencing the ebbs and flows as it does. And right now it seems like we're in an ebb phase. New homes are being offered with big discounts and incentivized interest rates. Here to help us make sense of all of this is Tatiana Zagorowski of Trio Realty Partners. Tatiana Z, welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for having me.
So let's start with people seeking new homes in this market. What's the single best deal a buyer can negotiate right now?
Well, in St. Louis area in my market, it really depends where you are looking. In high demand areas, buyers are still competing in bidding wars for the houses. But in neighborhoods where homes sit longer, buyers now have more room to negotiate. And one key thing I want to mention, in states like Missouri, which is non-disclosure state, you cannot rely on prices that you see on sites like Zillow, because you can see listing price, but you don't see sold price. So the real way to find the best deal is to work with a local real estate agent that can advise you and pull the true numbers.
So, Tatiana, what is a mortgage rate buy down and how does it actually work?
A buy down is a way for a home buyer to lower their mortgage interest rate, either temporarily or permanently, in exchange for an upfront payment. And buy downs are most often paid either by a builder for new construction home or by a seller as a concession to help close the deal. Buy downs can help buyers afford homes by reducing monthly payments, sometimes just for a few first years and sometimes permanently for the life of loan.
When it comes to buyers and sellers, are sellers more willing right now to cover the cost of needed repairs if they're selling, a house that's not obviously brand new?
Yeah, definitely. In buyer's market, in many areas, yes. In those areas, sellers are willing to do much more to make sure the deal is closed.
I was talking to a real estate friend of mine, and she was saying it's much easier to buy brand new homes or sell brand new homes from her perspective because the interest rates are much more enticing for first-time home buyers. Is that the case that you're seeing versus a home that's already been pre-owned?
It really depends, Andrea, because a lot of people who are building families and have kids, we're looking in certain areas with good schools. And not every area has new construction. But if a buyer, doesn't care where to live, then probably buying new construction is the easier way to go because they can get, better terms.
Better terms. Very good. Tatiana, thank you so much. Some great information. And for more information on the current real estate market, whether you are looking for a new home or trying to save yourself from maybe a foreclosure, we'll have all those details on our website, dailyflashshow.com. Mitch.
All right, thank you there, AJ. We'll keep the money flowing. We like saying that. Elon Musk actually could become the world's first trillionaire after Tesla's most recent pay package offer. The 10-year plan actually ties Musk's payout to a dozen of the milestones, including growing Tesla's market value more than eightfold to an $8.5 trillion. As well as hitting ambitious targets with a new line of robo-taxis, robotic, and artificial intelligence. Musk warned Tesla's board that he would actually leave the company to pursue his other interests unless he secured about 25% voting control and was fully paid for his past services. So he's giving them I want a bill, here's the bill, you need to pay it kind of a thing, it sounds like.
I always find it fascinating when you follow the world's richest men, because, or world's richest person, I should say, because Elon Musk was just dethroned by the guy that did the software.
It starts with an E, the last name.
Ellison.
Ellison, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And he made $100 billion in a day.
Isn't that
I mean,
crazy?
that's how much the difference is between the two. I mean, it's
Oracle.
Thank
Oracle.
you. And and that's how the business works.
Yes.
And Elon will get back up there.
I think he already is.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
It's so funny.
And when you're a billionaire and you're worth $800 billion or whatever, you're losing $1 billion is nothing if you think about it.
It's like losing maybe $1,000 to a regular person.
But you're not ever going to
maybe not so much. Yeah.
make it back somewhere.
Very true. Well, another woman who is worth her weight in gold and has quite a nice big bank account, Martha Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
She's sparked plastic surgery speculation with a new glam selfie promoting her new skincare line, Elm Biosciences. Now, fans have praised her for how fabulous she looks, and she does, man. While others accuse the 84-year-old of getting plastic surgery to achieve her new look, Stewart announced she was releasing the skincare line with 2 products debuting in September, a $135 serum and a $50 oral supplement. Stewart claims she's been using the products for quite some time. She admits she has done touch-ups, but denies ever going under the knife.
Why in this day and age do we even care? First off, she does look great. I'll give her that, and to stay relevant as long as she has, because her career could have just ended when she went to prison. If you think about that, and she's a great businesswoman, like her or not, she stays relevant. She realizes that you got to look good still, and apparently takes care of her body. It looks like she looks fantastic.
Great, but it does bring to mind like a certain Lindsay Lohan. Have you seen Lindsay Lohan lately?
I wish she had the new movie with Freakier Friday.
But she's out. She's doing some kind of commercial. I can't think for what it's for, but Alan, my other half, was like, "Who is that?" And I said, "That's Lindsay Lohan." Didn't even know who she was. She looks phenomenal. And then Jessica Simpson is another one who I think has probably, done something to up her appearance. Same with Lindsay Lohan. Whatever it is, maybe if it's just kind of some nice laser skin treatments or whatever, you definitely see a change in people.
And it's fine. It's great with it. I think I know we get to when you don't tell the truth about it, I think is what everybody gets upset about.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where the controversy with Martha Stewart is coming on, and saying that if she says she didn't, okay, she's great, fine, she knows how to cook. I can't see how she's not 800 pounds because she cooks all that food. So I got to give her that, right?
That is true.
We have so much more news and entertainment, everything in between, coming your way right here on Daily Flash.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I am Matt Doolittle. In this week's Furry Friends, well, we all know our furry buddies are very photogenic, right? And whenever someone brings up their pet on social media, you instantly feel the need to share a photo of your fur baby. But what if they actually won an award? The 2025 International Pet Photography Awards has crowned its winner, and the blue ribbon goes to photographer Katie Brockman. Her portfolio featured artsy photos of a black cat and a rabbit.
Oh, wow.
This year's contest drew more than 4,000 entries for 45 countries, with dogs as the most popular subject. Of course, Brockman takes home a $500 prize, a trophy, and a mentor to help her continue her photography.
Cool. Oh, that's fantastic.
Now, I tried to put mine in there, and I did.
Your pet?
I put Kiki the Vengeance in then. So
it's called Kiki with Vengeance.
Kiki with Vengeance.
Okay.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll win.
Maybe next year.
Let's hope.
So, and then also, guys, we love our watering holes, right?
Yes.
Now, we all have those places, but have you ever traveled 33 miles to wet your whistle? Well, one furry patron in the UK did, and he made the trip twice.
Aww.
Meet Peanut the party cat from across the pond. The feline vanished from his home only to turn up 33 miles away at a pub called the Vat in the Fittle. The owners were very happy to see him back, but have since called him said, "Hey man, you got to go to Meow Meow Anonymous." So the long-time host. It's a great, interesting story. 33 miles back and forth. It's crazy.
You wonder, did it jump in the back of a truck and then somewhere? Because that's a long way.
But he showed up, then he went back, then the owners found him, and then they went back.
That is true.
Great story.
Yeah. You said the Vat and the Fiddle. There was a pub in Los Angeles called the Cat and the Fiddle. So I was like, that would be perfect.
It's a Vat and the Fiddle.
Yeah.
You got to say it like that.
Jump over the moon altogether. Thank you there, Matt. Speaking of cats, or at least catfish, longtime host of MTV's Catfish might be swapping catfishers for co-ops.
Oh, okay.
Nev Schulman, he's joined Caldwell Banker as a licensed real estate agent in New York City. The native New Yorker said the move is both professional pivot and a personal milestone. His decision also reflects a family legacy. Schulman's father has worked at the firm for more than a decade. He's also a top producing agent. And again, you make your money wherever you make your money. Totally get that. He actually is the one that came out with that term with the catfish, which we know now. It's in our vernacular and that sort of thing. He probably wanted to make real money. I'm certain that MTV was probably not paying out the dough that they were at the beginning. And he was doing different versions of Catfish where I'd see him, I'd watch it, and then he would have a celebrity along with him sometimes. Did you ever, I never was that dedicated to the show.
I find this trend of SVUing shows so fascinating. It's like we've got SVU San Francisco, SVU New York. It's like
Wait. They have a Toronto one now.
Okay.
They have a Toronto SVU. Yes, that's a thing.
Right. So we've got the MTV Catfish, the Celebrity Catfish, the European Catfish, the Canadian I mean, it's enough already.
And there's no original ideas in Hollywood, as we know.
That is
and
true.
It's just, Anyway, tune in to Flash Travel. Also, we have El Flash Latino. You can check that out as well.
Yes, of course. Life Love Shopping. That doesn't have a Flash, but it is under the Flash umbrella.
See?
Yeah.
She's original.
I gotcha. So it's funny to me that, does MTV even exist
They
anymore?
had Video Music Awards on CBS.
Okay, all right.
Which CBS owns MTV, by the way.
I was super upset over that whole thing that they put it on CBS and there's no MTV anymore. You know what Comedy Central is? Comedy Central is nothing but The Office reruns in South Park.
Yeah.
And then MTV is nothing but Jersey Shore. That's all. That's all they have anymore.
Well, it's cheap to produce. It's a reality show, number one. If you think about it, and both of those are owned by CBS, and they're also trying to push everything over to Paramount. Which Paramount owns CBS and so forth. What I always they call CBS listen, we're not coming down hard on CBS, but they call it the Tiffany Network, right? And it was always kind of the older generation watching it.
Yeah.
I think that they go, we need to get a younger audience. Let's bring MTV over. And I'm like, no, the only people that used to watch videos are now old people.
Now your Tiffany generation.
They're me. I'm watching Beavis and Butthead on Comedy Central, okay?
And that's another thing. They're bringing back Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill and those sort of things, both Mike Judge stuff. So
what was that one show? Maybe it was VH1, but VH1 and MTV to me are kind of one and the same. But it was like the week ahead or a week look
Best
back.
Week Ever.
Best Week Ever. That was a terrific show.
That was a great show.
What happened to that show?
And easy to produce because all you had to do is just get comedians and they would look at stuff and say a stupid remark or whatever.
Yeah.
Look back on things that happened
in the week.
Yeah, those things, I'm sure it will come back because somebody realized the simplicity of it.
I miss Live PD. I just want Live PD on
you've got
on
it.
streaming.
It's on Patrol, on Reels.
It's
on Patrol.
It's totally different,
On Patrol
right?
Live. Well, it's the same kind of.
Same concept?
Yeah.
Okay.
Live PD was canceled in the wake of some political nonsense, so they've come back and now it's called On Patrol Live.
I'm actually waiting for Matt Doolittle to show up on Live PD. So
in person.
I got no priors. I got no priors.
A guest starring role.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's Trends, Tomorrow's Talk, and we've got a look across the nation.
Yeah,
Matt Doolittle.
Hey, Matty!
Ladies and gents, we are on 219 affiliates across the country and the American Forces Network. We love all of you people there. You can head over to dailyflashshow.com. You know what? You click on there, and then you can send it to all your friends and family. And today, KIEM in Eureka,
Eureka!
California.
I've
And
not
they have
been
the
there.
Sequoia Park Zoo, which is one of the premier zoos in the entire country.
Okay.
Very cool.
And I would imagine near the Sequoia Park, which is the big trees and
Yeah,
such, right?
the
I've
redwoods.
never been to Eureka. I lived out in California for a while.
Yeah,
but
me neither. I've always wanted to do the Redwood Forest, and I've never had
never
a
even
chance
got
to
to
do
do that?
it. No, that's on the bucket list.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I could definitely would love to have a time to be able to go do that.
They should bring us out
there.
there. You know what? Let's go hang out.
We'll
there.
broadcast from a tree.
Yes.
Trust us, we will do that. I want to talk about something, obviously, that Charlie Kirk, we talked about this last week, and we're hearing a lot of, division in the United States. And a lot of people are saying, look, I'm going through my feed and I saw the actual assassination on my feed.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. So earlier, yesterday on the radio show, my radio show partner, Broadway, he's like, we got to do something about this. And so he went to ChatGPT and asked some questions like, how can we really, I'm tired of this crap always popping up on the phone in our searches. And he goes, I want to feel good when I'm on and going through.
And by crap, you mean violence. Any sort of violent
things that I don't
post
like.
that you
Right.
don't like
Thank you
that
for saying
turns you off. Yes.
So he found out a great idea, and I have to share this with you because I think it's excellent. And I think this is something that everybody needs to do, not only just right now, but maybe periodically, monthly. And that is just clean up your feed, slow
Okay.
your roll
Yeah.
altogether. And it's actually not as hard as you actually do. Now we all know that this thing's listening to me right now, and Facebook will
24/7.
pop up and
Yeah.
we happened to us the other day. Mackenzie didn't. We were talking about something, and then all of a sudden it popped up on her phone because we were talking about it. Anyway, so what you suggest to do is go through your social media feed, whether it be Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or even TikTok, and go through. There are places where you can delete your search history.
Yes.
And go through there, clean out your history on all your app. I know Facebook has a thing where it says, do you want to follow this person or do you want to hide? Instagram's the same way, owned by the same people. Start hiding people if you don't want, this sort of thing on it. And so kind of basically refresh your feed is what we're saying here. But then there's some things that you need to do. Start getting going on and searching for things that you do like. Say like, you like comedy, you like travel, you like the Redwood Forest. And look for those things because once we start looking for it, remember, things start popping up on your feed. Think about that.
Okay.
Or when you see something you don't like, don't sit there and look at it and stay on it because the algorithms know how long you've stayed on a certain video or a picture or whatever. It knows, all right, well, apparently he likes this, and so I'm going to suggest more and more stuff about this. Start following new accounts.
Yep.
Say like Daily Flash, which is what on all the different...
Daily Flash or dailyflash.tv on the YouTube.
There you go.
Yep.
Which you should go to.
Matt Doolittle or Andrea Jackson TV or Mitch English.
Mitch English.
And then you'll start getting stuff from us, which might or might not be a good or bad idea. And then for the next few days, just start skipping over your usual feed and just only interact with that new stuff you like. So let's say the Redwoods, because we were talking about that, Eureka, California. So you see a picture of the Redwoods, hit like. Or start following the Redwood Forest Instagram page or whatever. And so basically it's just cleaning out your history. And we forget to do that because they do make it difficult.
Yes. It makes it next to impossible to find that.
And with the help of not only ChatGPT, but I'm sure you can do a search. It would take too long for us to tell you how to do this, but figure out how you can clean up your feed, get rid of your search history. Don't stay on things if it's not what you want to see or whatever.
Yeah.
But also, if there is something maybe a person that you don't necessarily agree with 100%, just take a time to listen to what they have to say outside of social media and understand that there are ideas because this is making us only like the things that we like, and that's why we like it so much. It's because it's only showing me what it thinks I like.
Yes. It ends up kind of sucking you into an echo chamber, and if you're not careful, let us know what you think. If you live it Love It or Buy It. We talk about it on Life Love Shopping. This is your lifestyle guide from A to Z. Well, there is a big difference when it comes to texting etiquette between the generations. No surprise there. Now, 22-year-old Jason Saperstone is taking it upon himself to offer texting rules for the older generation. Here's his advice, 2 million likes strong.
Mom and Dad, I love you, but you need to get better at texting. So the thing that we're going to be working on today is how to use the emphasis. So when you emphasize something, it means, number one, you agree with what they are saying. You're in the same situation as someone. Number three, someone ignoring you and you want attention.
So it doesn't have to be all of them.
No, it can be one or the other. Let's go over an example. I sent this text to you, and I said, I'm at a bar with Alex Cooper, and you emphasized it.
So go back I was excited for you.
Go back to the first. But that doesn't. It's not like it's like that. That would mean that like you're also at the bar with Alex Cooper. Were you at the bar with Alex Cooper?
No, but I would have liked to have been.
Then you say I would have liked to have been. How does this? This doesn't. No. Like you're not in the same situation. You're not attention. So no. This would be a great like. Give it a thumbs up. Next time you're about to emphasize text message, stop and ask yourself: do I agree with what they're saying? Am I in the same situation as them? Are they ignoring me, or do I want attention? If none apply, simple thumbs up works.
I often feel ignored.
Well, then emphasize it.
Do I use the exclamation points a lot?
You're fine. It's mostly mom.
I think of it as, wow, that's awesome. I like excited.
Do you want to give the presentation? Because you're wrong.
So what should she say if she's excited? Like, that's great, Jason, that you're in the bar with
She
him.
likes it, loves it.
Like thumbs up.
Heart.
Or heart.
Yeah.
Those are the only two options?
Yeah, in that situation.
There's no other better one?
Would you question mark it?
No, but they should have another one, which is like more emphasis.
They should. Well,
like an emphasis.
Can we create our own emoji?
Yeah, we can.
Well, here's a Gen Zer who has advice for the millennial generation with her very own social media etiquette boot camp.
Okay, I think it's time somebody start this series called Millennial Boot Camp, where I, a Gen Z, tell you what we're doing, what we're not doing, social media etiquette. If you want to leave a hate comment, don't, because it's not that serious. Okay, starting off with Instagram fonts. These are absolute no's. They scream millennial. I hate them so much. There's no reason why you should be using these. These fonts are fine. I really won't think twice about it, but these ones are the best, the most aesthetic. We're also not saying slay in real ways anymore. We're saying it in sarcastic ways. The new slay is literally just this. Nod your head, silence, because I guess this means 8 in sign language. So you're saying like, yes, you ate with that. Lock in with me here. I'm dead, I'm deceased, I'm sick, I'm screaming, I'm throwing up, all good things. Your friend posts a picture on Instagram, you comment, I'm sick, I'm deceased. That basically means that you look amazing. Unfortunately, I have so many more, so let me know if I should do a part 2.
There you go. Well, if you've ever wondered why you might be a mosquito magnet, new research suggests it might have to do with what you're drinking. Your beer might have a buzz with a bite, but not in a good way. Dutch scientists say pesky mosquitoes prefer the blood of people who've thrown back a few brewskis. And beer isn't the only attraction. They were also more likely to target people who had slept with someone the night before, as well as anyone who wore less sunscreen or didn't shower as much. Studies have shown that skeeters are so drawn to people with strong BO that they can zero in on someone within 350 feet. Now, we should mention that the study in this particular case was done at a European music festival where there were varying degrees of drinking and hygiene. Another new study also says what you're throwing back could be the reason you're losing hair. This is interesting. The data based on a study of America's favorite beverages could be sabotaging your mop top and turning you gray from the inside out. More than 80% of men and nearly half of all women will experience some type of significant hair loss during their lifetime. Researchers discovered that excessive consumption of sugary drinks like soda and alcohol were linked to a higher risk of hair loss. We're back right after this.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson. Listen, between busy schedules, grab-and-go meals, daily stress, it's really easy to miss out on very key nutrients. Lifestyle expert Joanne Butler, she's joining us right now to tell us the best way to fuel our body. Hi, Joanne!
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
We love having you on. It's difficult. What's the trick, really, in keeping our nutrition goals all in check? Because it's very important.
It sure is. Well, you know what? Keep it simple. Remember the basics. Keep healthy food accessible. Stay away from highly processed foods. Limit fried foods. Consider taking supplements. They're super important. And just like their name suggests, the purpose is to provide added nutrition to an already healthy diet. And they're not all created equal. So look for good ones that are rooted in science. Use the best ingredients. Mega Food, for example, makes really great ones. What's special about these? They're made with real food and nutrients that your body can actually recognize. And that's really key for optimal absorption. There are 3 in particular that you can find right at Costco that I love. The Women's Whole Body Multi. This is for simple whole body support. It has 24 nutrients, real fruit like strawberry, raspberry, and blueberry. So major antioxidant support, vitamin zinc and selenium, which supports immune, bone, and heart health. It boosts energy, metabolism, and brain function. Even, helps your skin and your hair. So good stuff. They also make a blood builder mini to combat low iron and low energy levels. I love this one. Clinically shown results without common gastrointestinal side effects like nausea, And this is made with real beetroot, oranges, broccoli, plus folic acid and B12 for healthy red blood cell production. And then they also have a gentle mini prenatal. It's called Baby and Me Too. It has choline, which is critical for baby's brain health, 2.5 times more than the leading prenatal brand, in fact. So, Mega Food's great. It's planet friendly, B Corp certified, free of pesticides and unnecessary additives. And again, right at Costco or Costco.com.
All right. Well, I know Andrea, she loves Costco. And listen, I'm all about taking these supplements. This is great. Real food. It's weird. We're telling people, listen, you should take real food. And that is exactly that. Thank you, Joanne, as usual. We appreciate you being on the show. We'll post this information and so much more on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
More than 2/3 of U.S. households now own a pet, and new tech is changing how we care for our 4-legged family members. Joining us with more is Dr. Asaf Dagan. He is the co-founder and chief vet officer at PetPace. Hi, doctor.
Technology is closing a gap that pets don't tell us how they feel. For this reason, at PetPace, we developed a smart collar for dogs and cats that collects a huge amount of biometrics like temperature, pulse, respiration, and then we use AI to turn all this data into clinical insights for better care of your pet. For the first time, you can get clinical data for early detection of diseases, and all through a non-invasive device that you can just put on your dog's neck, just like you would any other collar. You can either invite your own regular vet to access all the data and provide what's called telemedicine, so they can actually provide remote consultation for your pet. The second option is through a feature inside the app called Ask a Vet that enables connection with licensed veterinarians 24/7, and it is more for general consultation and general advice. You can visit our website at petbase.com or go to Amazon to get all the information you need.
With the kids back in school, we know they come home hungry, looking for a snack, right? We've got a great idea to keep the kids going until dinner time right here in our very own Daily Flash kitchen.
Yeah.
Yep, so here's what we're doing. We're making apple cookies.
You're going to love these. These aren't the kind of cookies you're thinking of, though. These are actually healthier, still delicious, and you can even have the kids help out. Plus, they're super easy to make. You need some things you probably already have in your refrigerator already. Here's what you need.
Here's our list. This is your recipe card. Apples, peanut butter, almonds and walnuts, shredded coconut, and chocolate chips. So it's super easy.
So much of that. And again, there's things like granola you could even add to this, and you'll see this will make sense in just a second.
Yes. Okay, Mitch, get us started.
All right, so it's pretty simple. This is where, we want the kids to get involved, but mom or dad has to do this part of it at least, and that is making the wheels. Basically, these are the other cookies, if you want to call it. Get you a sharp knife. Your apple, you want to cut it basically like a wheel, so the long way. I already made one pre-cut here. And you don't want to cut it too thick. You don't want to cut it too thin. And once you have all them all laid out, grab yourself a spoon.
Yep.
And take it right here into the middle so you can make a little wheel rather. You know what I think of when I think of this? Remember that commercial that used to run on Saturday mornings? If a helping heaping of a wagon wheel. You remember that guy?
A hanker for a hunk of cheese.
That's what it was. And this is what's reminding me of, because those are the kind of things
Schoolhouse Rock.
There you go. All right, so once you have this all laid out, you kind of got a little cookie-looking thing. You have your peanut butter.
Then you have your peanut butter, and you just kind of spread it like right over the wheel. Yeah, you do yours, and then that's easy.
Creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Creamy. I was just going to ask you the same thing.
I am a crunchy, which I love at my house because I'm the only crunchy lover.
Okay.
And so I get the whole jar to myself all the time.
Do you drop your spoon in and take
I'm allowed to, because I know Enzo or Liza, they're not going to touch it. All right.
Okay, very good.
So once we got it nice and smeared, well, you really like peanut butter, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so once we get that on there, this is where the kids can actually get involved, right?
Exactly. You could we've got coconut here, so I'm going to throw on a little coconut here.
And while you do that, I'm going to put little chocolate chips. Now, also keep in mind, you don't have to use all of these ingredients. No. It's not necessarily like you have to.
Just what you like.
And what's in the house is another thing. I bet you dollars to donuts that somebody had. You probably have some Nestle Toll House cookie chocolate chips somewhere that you didn't make a whole batch of cookies with or whatever.
There's always that half bag of chocolate chips. always in the pantry, because you've done a project, you bake cookies, and you just had extra leftover.
I have mine is the pumpkin spice. Chocolate chip things that nobody else liked, and that's why there's a half. And it's from last year.
Of course it is, yeah.
All right, so decorate it up as much as you want. Again, you could use granola, you can use walnuts, pecans, whatever you like. This is the fun part of it.
And if you really love peanut butter, you could probably add peanuts on here too.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just for a little extra. But yeah, Mitch, I love your idea of just using what you find in the pantry.
Here's the thing too. Once it falls on the side, like I'm going to wind up eating that anyway.
Are you going to like dip?
And you can do that too. What a great idea. Here's what they look like completed. You can see, I'll let you try one that we kind of put together with the different.
Very nice. Yep. Okay.
I guess you could have ate yours, but even still, they look great, look delicious. As you do that, do you have when you were a kid, did you have that one snack you had to have after school?
Totally unhealthy. Doritos and a Coca-Cola.
That's so funny you say that. Dorito, what kind?
The regular nacho
kind.
Cheese, yeah.
Mine was a peanut butter sandwich with Cool Ranch Doritos smashed down in it on wheat bread. I would eat one every single day. Yeah.
Is that so?
Yes.
Wait, a peanut butter sandwich
with the Cool Ranch Doritos, but you had to smash it down. Try it. You'll love it. Maybe you'll make some here.
We'll have the recipe on our website. More dailyflashshow.com.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Set in the 1970s, a wealthy Greek businessman hosts his daughter's 25th birthday party on his private island. Unforeseen events unfold, jeopardizing his power. Starring William Dafoe, this is today's must-watch movie, The Birthday Party.
Welcome to my island. Most of you, anyway. I'm here to give you the world. You, and only you, will be living proof of my existence.
And I'm finding my place, and you have a place with me, if you're not a chicken.
I'm asking you to help me with Sophia tonight.
Happy birthday, Sophia.
They've already made a movie about me, Forrester.
You mean The Godfather?
You'll never forget this day. None of us will.
What are you thinking? You never needed me. You sent me away.
I open my life to him, and he does this. He's a bastard. Your future is lying there. Pick it up. You can't be as crazy as your mother. I don't deserve it! I thought about shooting you.
You just think I'm stupid. What have you done?
Make a wish.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
He is amazing.
He's one of those actors that he can be hilarious. Like, he's funny to look at, but also just scary to look at. That's what makes him such a great artist.
It's such range.
Range.
Everything he can do, comedy, drama, you name it.
I like it. Well, we love you, and we want you to spend more time with us tomorrow.
Please do. For more information on any of the stories you've seen here today, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.